Could you tell us what you learned from Steve Jobs about taking vacations? How did Steve Jobs take vacations?
Well, I don't know of all of his vacations. I know of the vacations he took while we were together at Apple for 10 years. And what was really happening was, Steve would go on vacation, and in my early days there, I would be like, yes, he's going on vacation. It's great. We're not going to have to hear from him for 7 or 14 days or whatever the case may be. Well, that dream met reality, and the reality was very different. It turned out that Steve, he would go on vacation. He would usually vacation at 1 or 2 places, and he'd go to the same places all the time. That's what he liked, and that's all good. And he would go silent for the first kind of 24, 48 hours. He would be gone. He would be in transit. He would be with his family, what have you. For those first 48 hours, you wouldn't hear anything, maybe 72. But somewhere right after that, you started getting calls. It wasn't emails, it was calls from Steve. And Steve would be on vacation, and he would be pondering where the next product, the next direction for Apple, new technologies, things he's reading. He used that vacation as a time to kind of expand his thinking and get outside of the Apple, the day-to-day and the projects that we all knew and loved. Or maybe there was just a couple of things to improve on the projects we were working on. But he would start thinking about, let's go buy a music company, or should we go and do this other kind of product, or what technology will it take to do this? Because he's also reading. He's reading or he's listening to others saying different technologies. So he would be calling, going, you would be like Google for him. You're like, hey, what is the latest on this? And you're like, okay, Steve, here's what we know. I don't know that. I can go get back to you. He's like, let me know when you know. Send me an email on that. And then 15 minutes later, he might call back with a different idea. And so it was literally while he was on vacation during reasonable hours. This wasn't crazy hours, but you might hear from him on vacation 5 or 6 times, depending on what he was thinking about at that time per day. Could be as much as maybe 0 per day, but sooner or later along that vacation, he would call you and want to brainstorm something, or want a piece of knowledge, or want to know the latest about something that was related to some idea he had in his head. And so you loved it because you got to talk to him about all kinds of things that weren't the day-to-day. But at the other times, you were like, okay, Steve, you need to be on vacation. And then 2 is, how much work are we going to have when you come back? Besides the incredible mountain of work we're already on top of.